Continuing on with the information stored in the medical section of the client record, let's take a look at the MAR tab. The MAR tab is where the medication administration record can be accessed. But more than that, the MAR tab is also where medication administration can be visualized within a user-friendly calendar format. Medication administration status can be quickly identified using the included color key. The color key allows us to quickly visualize medications that have been administered, are scheduled to be administered, are overdue, or have been missed. Any medications that were set up under the Medications tab and were marked to be included on the MAR will show up on the left-hand side of the screen. If you click on the checkbox next to a medication, it will activate the med on the calendar so that you can easily view how the med has been administered. In this case, the start date of the medication was September 15th and runs through the end of November. You can toggle the calendar to look at just a 2-week time frame, a week time frame, or look at a given day. Based on the information presented here, we see that the medication was administered at all of the times that are in green and has been missed at least once thus far. It is also reporting to us that the medications scheduled to be administered today are overdue. I can update the calendar by clicking on one of the events. If this med that was scheduled to be administered at 8 a.m. was missed, I can open the drop-down and mark it as such. I can also leave a comment in here to indicate why the med was missed. Once I save that, the calendar will be updated. The second time the med was to be administered was at 5 p.m. Since the default status is administered, if I actually did administer this to the client, I could input comments if needed and then save. My calendar is now updated to reflect that I gave that medication. Notice that the system timestamps when the documentation occurs. Hovering your mouse over any one of the scheduled records will show you the time, the med, and the initials of the person who administered. We can then toggle to the next medication to document accordingly there. By clicking the Show All box, all medications can be viewed at the same time. There is also the capability for staff to easily document from their phones when the med was administered. This is done through the mobile version of OnTarget Clinical. When logging in from their phones, staff will see an app version of the calendar, and they have an hour window from the time the med was to be given to document through the app. If that is missed, a process will need to be established for how the medication gets documented here in the system.